My name is Monica, and music is my thing. I'm inviting pro musicians to my backyard for epic jam sessions.
Absolutely.
Along for the ride are junior jammers who love to make some noise. Together, they inspire me to make DIY craftstuments for the big performance.
Count us in. 3, 2, 1.
Instruments in hand, we all join in and make some backyard beats.
There was a birthday party here yesterday, and I didn't get a chance to finish cleaning up. But my friend who plays the fiddle is coming over, and she's sort of a big deal. She released her first album at 16, and she's won a ton of awards. She shouldn't be here for another...
Hi, Monica!
She's early! Natalie!
Hi, Monica! I'm never early.
I'm so sorry. It's so messy, and I wanted to make it perfect for you.
Oh my gosh, don't even worry about it. Besides, I came to visit you, not your backyard.
Oh, thank you. You want to do our secret handshake?
Sure.
Woo! You want some pizza?
Oh, I'd love some. Thank you.
So, Natalie, I know you play the fiddle, but that looks a lot like a violin. Am I seeing things?
You're saying a fiddle and a violin. It's both. A lot of people from the folk music world will call this a fiddle, and people in the classical world tend to call it a violin.
So, is fiddle music all sort of the same?
Actually, if you go across our country, you'll hear many different dialects, shall we say, of the fiddle.
What's your signature style?
I'm a Cape Breton girl, right? So I play Cape Breton fiddle music.
That was amazing.
Thank you.
I'm gonna make my own fiddle craftsman later, and then we can get jamming.
Oh, yeah. That's gonna be awesome. Do you mind if I have another slice, by the way?
Oh yeah, take the whole box.
I will.
Great party last night!
Jam till the sun came up.
The best part?
Pizza!
Party on! Natalie is hitting the stage soon!
First, Monica's craftsman.
Pass me another slice.
Aye, boys. How's she getting on there, me duckies? That's how someone might say, hey, friends, how's it going? I thought if I'm making a fiddle, I best get in the East Coast spirit. Now, I'll be honest with you, boys. Violins, which are also fiddles, as we now know, are a tricky instrument with lots of parts. It usually takes 250 hours to make one fiddle. We've got one afternoon. But this DIY gal isn't scared of a craftsman challenge. So let's get to the beat. Now I shall perform my greatest monologue. It is titled, Supplies Needed for This Craftsman. Cardboard, a nut can, 4 paint sticks, 3 glued together, 1 cut into 2 smaller bits, 4 pieces of pencil, another smaller piece, metal strings, 4 ring screws, an elastic band, spool, zip tie, craft paper, and pencil marker, craft knife, hot glue, safety goggles, and a hand drill. I rate this one difficult. Let's start with the head, which is the top section of the fiddle. Cut out 4 small pieces of cardboard, roughly 5 centimeters wide and 7.5 centimeters tall. Hot glue the pieces together. Now, with safety goggles on and very careful drilling, I'll drill 4 holes into the cardboard stack. Put the 4 pencils in the holes, and there, you've got a head with tuning pegs. 1 step down, 50 million to go. Just kidding. Bring it on. Next, let's make the neck. Take the paint stick stack and glue the cardboard head onto one end. Then, zip tie on the spool. This is the nut. It supports the strings near the head of the violin. Now, let me tell you about the bout. The bout is the body of the instrument. Where's the nut can? Oh, hey, there's some left. Snack time. Empty out the can. Once the can's empty, trace the shape of the neck onto its side. Drill through and cut out with a craft knife.
There are sharp edges, so I'm being super careful.
Glue in the neck with the little piece of paint stick below for extra support. Then, glue the other piece for support on the opposite side. My next move is to drill in 4 small holes into the bottom of the can and screw in the ring screws. Next, grab that pencil and trace around the nut can. Cut out the shape on the craft paper, cutting a couple centimeters bigger than what's traced. That was an easy step. You know what that means? We got time for a dance break, y'all. Back to the craft. Cut a small flap where the neck will be. Next, trace 2 cursive letter Fs and cut them out. Fasten the paper to the container using an elastic band. And no, the F does not stand for Frank or Fred, as I originally thought. The F holes are a type of sound hole in string instruments that allow the sound waves to vibrate more freely in the body of the instrument. I'm going to use the last little piece of pencil to make a bridge. Make 4 slices with the craft knife where the strings will sit and glue them onto the paper at the bottom of the violin. We're in the final stages. Let's get some strings on this thing. Tie a string to the ring screw at the bottom and run it through the groove of the bridge all the way up past the nut and tie it onto the pencil peg at the top. Do this 4 times. Then twist the pencil pegs to tune the strings. A fiddle! I'm so excited. And the craft instrument is not even done yet. The bow is up next. For the bow, I need a dowel, corner brackets, screws, ring screws, nuts, fishing wire, scissors, and the trusty drill. Time to get those styling goggles back on. Screw the corner brackets onto both sides of the dowel. Put a ring screw into each bracket so they're facing each other, and use the nuts to keep them in place. Tie the fishing wire to 1 ring screw and tightly wrap it back and forth between the 2 screws. It'll take roughly 8 to 10 times wrapping. And then it's ready to tie. It's happening! It's really happening! A fiddle, a bow, a craft instrument, a journey! Time to try it out. I'm gonna work on the tuning. I can't wait to show this to Miles. He's miles better than me.
I'm Miles, and my instrument of choice is the violin. I started playing 6 years ago. I was inspired to play because my granddad used to. I'm keeping my granddad's violin in my room for when I'm ready to play. Here are my 5 fast facts. I love French toast and pierogies. I want to be a professional basketball player. I can twist my tongue sideways. I love reading graphic novels. I have 2 awesome cats called Squeegee and Sully. And of course, I love playing the violin. This is my violin. It has a scroll at the top, and those are the tuning pegs to keep it sounding good. My violin has 4 strings, the fingerboard, the bridge, and the fine tuning pegs at the bottom, and the sponges on the back to protect my shoulder. It's just so cool. I think that's hard about the violin is that you have to play between the bridge and the fingerboard.
Go ahead. Okay. Move your bow there. That's better.
I'm getting better because I keep practicing.
Great.
In the future, I want to play violin for millions of people. Make some noise!
Hit it!
Whoa, whoa, whoa! You're out of tune!
But, you're out of tune.
Actually, you both are. But Natalie's fiddle is tuned up.
She's hitting the stage now with Miles and Monica.
Let's try that note again.
I've got my fiddle craft instrument and my step dancing shoes on and the biggest smile on my face because I have the most amazing fiddlers with me. Count us in, Miles.
3, 2, 1.
awesome. Hey, girl, right on.